Alright, morning everyone. Game of the day. So as I said, I was going to play 2 games a day and pick the best one. It just so happens that on the previous couple of days, I was alright with the first. Today, I've played 2. You were looking at the second. So the original one I played this morning was just an awful game. I didn't play well and we lost in the end. So I'm now at the start of this game. 2 losses, 1 win on my placement. So not looking very good. And yeah, so here we go. I'm playing a Rev game. This is also another really weird one. But again, let's see how we go. So, Rev as a build is very much a flighty, kind of bursty melee character. That has really good CC and downstate pressure and stuff to supplement team fights, but is nonetheless very, very, very squishy. So we're going to be seeking to flirt around the edges of fights and then move in and take some bursts and use our mobility to try and get away and whatnot. Okay, so here we go. And I'm out of touch with Rev majorly because the Herald update came through recently, which obviously changed how the facets work and stuff, and I'm finding it's really weird to get used to. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'm running standard build I was way back when. Leadership runes. Lots of cleanse on the staff and whatnot. So immediately, you'll see I've actually popped all 4 facets here. I've only done this, really, because I have a ranger, and I didn't really look. I think that they might be a soul beast. But anyway, if they pop that Warhorn 5 as we get towards the fight, they'll juggle all these boons. And then what I can do is disable one of the facets, or a couple of them, and juggle them again with the F2, and it might be kind of nice. And I just wanted to see if he did it, but he didn't, so, well, whatever. So I just swap off, and obviously you can see he's going close anyway, so it's way too late for that. I noticed we're taking a 3-point thing, and we got a hollow pushing far. Not quite sure how to feel about that, so I'm a bit uneasy about mid starting off, but I look at the numbers, I only see 3, and I'm cautious that people could be in other areas. But this means that they're pushing someone to our far, we're pushing someone to theirs, and there's a 3v3 middle. So quite a subdued team fight, which I'm actually really okay with on Rev as it stands at the moment, because too much cleave and too much pressure and stuff. I'm not a great player on Rev at the moment, so it's nice to sort of scale back the team fight a bit, if that makes sense. Especially on this nice big node. So the ping comes up. I know he's got Shroud or whatever. Wait, how did he shade and then Desert Shroud instantly? He hasn't Desert Shrouded. He's just using a regular ability. So anyway, I'm pushing in with my ports, and I'm just seeking to knock this Necro out really quickly because he's quite distant from his allies, right? So we push forwards. We do what we can. We take Unrelenting Assault. That's more defensive than anything else. And I double tap this as well to get a blind in case I'm going to get procced by something. My next ambition is to lay some AoEs and whatnot on him, which is indeed what we do there. We knock him back as well with the glint, and we take the kill. Our team has good focus. I use this facet to stack Vuln on the body and make sure we can actually get the cleave through. There we go. We're also managing to hit this guy a little bit here as well. I think I saw the fear and used the staff 3 to block the fear so that it wouldn't hit me. Because if I get feared and then this ranger does something nasty, we're in a difficult situation. So the ranger disappears, and I know he's probably stealthed. Either that or lagged out, but his pet's actually still here. So he's stealthed. I don't actually know what he used to stealth. Trap runes or something? So, or he might have been a longbow and I just didn't notice. So I'm wondering where he's going to kite. He's either going to come up here or over here. Now, if he's smart, I think he comes over here because the obvious place to go is up there. So I go this way, but actually on the freeze frame, you can see he just appears at the top of the stairs. So I run this way just in case. And what I'm doing is spamming my staff auto attacks, because if I see this chains into its second ability and then its third, it means I've hit him and I know he's there. And I've kept my, my channel up at the same time just to get that extra cleave. Doesn't happen, so I know he's gone a different way. I immediately turn around. I see he's walked back onto the node. We take the port in. And here, he stealths again, so I turn around and blindly use Shackling Wave, which is our huge burst. And seconds later, his dead body appears, and we know we hit him with a Shackling Wave, or our friend helped. So that's fine in mid, but now I realise that the split engagements on far and close, where realistically we should have been sending duelist people who, felt comfortable in those 1v1s, they haven't gone well. Maybe they've been plussed, whatnot, right? You remember actually at the start, I think we might have seen a thief at mid, and then they just disappeared. So this isn't very good for me. It's bad. So I'm trying to leave mid. The mindset right now is, okay, we've won mid. I need to be somewhere else. This is ridiculous. We have lost the map over that. So I'm trying to leave quickly. Now, ideally, my duelist survives and kites long enough that then I can come plus him, equalize the 2v2, some cooldowns are blown, and because I'm a really bursty build as well, when I equalize the 2v2, we immediately put someone on the floor and we have a massive advantage. But he's lost the node fully, and he's kiting out, he's low on health. My mistake is right now, I see this, I should leave. It's that there is no plus opportunity here. But I still tried to be a hero, right? Which is really silly. You know, we could, if they had really low endurance and initiative and stuff from doing this, this is okay. But I push in, and you know, I do get them both very low. And you know, this isn't greed. This is just here. Maybe I could have death struck onto that guy before he healed, swapped to staff and CC'd before the heal turret. But they both peel away, both execute their heal skills. And about now, I realize I'm dead. So I need to bait it out. I'm trying to spend all energy skills right now for dodge chains and whatnot. I try and bait them. If I come through here, I can bait some stuff. But they're both very, very, very high pressure, I guess, CC'd. So that's my mistake. And, you know, the thing to learn there and remember in D-Rust on is don't go for a plus. That's obviously not a plus. And I realized that I very much disrespected the level of player at this level in the matchmaking and whatnot. But the truth is, those two hammered me out and they rotted me very well off node there straight away. So here, you don't see anyone around. I could opt for a bandage, which might be alright if the thief doesn't notice. The thief could come back and bandage, come back and interrupt the bandage straight away. But the only way I'll ever bandage here is if I see I have a respawn about to come to the node and otherwise occupy the engineer. The engineer's disappeared over that hill. He can only be doing one thing, hitting our gate. And you'll see that in a second. So instead of opting for the bandage, I do rot it out. It's always a decision to bandage or not. A lot of players, even quite experienced players, just like completely ignore that side of the game. But there's a lot more bandage opportunities than I think most people respect. Anyway, that wasn't one, because I could have been jumped by the thief, and that NG that was just hitting the gate would have just turned around, potentially anyway, as soon as it was broken. Only if I had a respawn would I have tried that. But I didn't. So, anyway, it's a weird game, and I'm feeling pretty bad already. But we've sort of zerged to far. So, you remember when I opted for the defensive plus? My team opted to charge far. So, we've all now stacked there. And the guy we left at mid has lost his 1v1 with the thief. There is a hollow at our boss right now, and someone's frantically, furiously pinging it. But I'm opting not to defend the Lord here right now, because I think he's going to waste a ton of time going for that. And also, we have the guy who lost our 1v1, and if it really gets dire, he can go do that. Now, that's a gamble I'm taking, because I don't know 100% how much pressure hollows have at the moment. But I'm willing to bet that he can't kill it or even put us in a risky situation before we get our respawn in. And what I'd rather do is maybe make a play elsewhere. To be honest, what I'm doing here is really questionable too. Again, I wasn't feeling very good about the game because what I'm running into is an outnumbered fight at mid. And I can't easily orient myself to close. And if the plan was to go to close, I may as well have gone through Lord and helped clear up the engine in the first place. So, you know, I'm not too happy with it. And here's where the game gets even weirder. So I jump into Daggerstorm and remember, oh crap, Daggerstorm is now an evade chain. So I've just wasted some burst and put myself in a vulnerable position for absolutely no reason because Daggerstorm. And now, what's the other weird thing is, all the guys that rushed far are now going to boss. So, they're lords instead of coming to enforce this, completely making this a dead engagement as far as I'm concerned. I dodge away the second I see my mistake. I wait for the Daggerstorm to end. I go for some kind of pressure, but he's just going to keep evading through. Frankly, I'm lucky to be alive for as long as I have been here. And I know that, and I'm trying to leave the node. Obviously, I'm lucky that these guys are playing as passively as they are. Thief decides to get on me. I pump some AoEs on the cliff before I then jump to the rock, because that AoE applies chill and stuff as well. If he tries to follow, it's going to be really frustrating. Immediately forces him onto short bow, so I drop off again straight away. Get a facet proc on him. Take some pressure. He knows he's in big danger now. and he shadow steps away. That puts him in a beautiful position. It puts him to safety and decap potential because my team's all at their boss. I'm not going to go for that 1v1. I'm just happy with that. Now what I've noticed is I've just been hit by the mark, the Chillblains. Now what's hilarious is the Scourge is like... I think the Scourge is on a whole other level with the game right now, right? Basically. He's wandered up onto this cliff, and because he's on the cliff, I'm like, hold on, that's open, man. So I drop down just to see if he follows me, and he doesn't follow me. So, I should have popped the facet to get swiftness a bit quicker here. So, I take decap. I mean, that thief on the enemy team, who's played very well, must be furious right now. So, what I'm doing here is I'm going to drop my facet here, because, again, the last proc is chill, which I want to delay this guy from getting on the node before, you know, I can accomplish full decap. So, that's what I'm holding here and watching for more than anything else. And then we'll use our Staff 3 and Evades to avoid other stuff. The Staff 5 cooldown there was pretty bad. I just want to take decap and then figure out what the hell is going on the board. That's what I'm looking at the moment. There's some kind of immense fight at their boss. The Hollow, and I was correct in my impression there, is still slowly grinding away. Unless he got in a fight with one of my allies on respawn. Yeah, the Necro went there on respawn. But I've got like 2 decaps to do. I've got mids. So I've got a choice here. I can take a 1v1. Which I'm not feeling confident with on Rev at the moment. I don't know, the game's not been going that well. Or I can reclaim Close. But Close feels likely to get reclaimed if anything goes well at our boss. So I'm wondering what the hell I want to do. And then I reason that the Thief, who was capping that, was doing it for free. The Thief was either going to go to his Lord to contribute to the fight or onto that ledge. And the Thief would have plussed me if I engaged that 1v1. So my conservatism worked out in the end because the Thief didn't do that. And I think this was the smarter play from the Thief as well. So to actually stay active on the board. So I'm going to push all the way over here. The Thief can't chase me all the way. And if the Thief really wants a 1v1 with me, I'm happy to take it at this point. With both of us on full cooldowns, it'll be a very different situation. Necro still in the Furious 1v1 with the Hollow. I'm assuming the Necro will still have a lot of boon rip to deal with the Hollows if there's still a lots of boon application. Scourge, again, is just like, stand on objective, swarm to next one. So here he comes, pushing the line, unassisted. I take full cap. I utilize that facet again to haze him. And now, I was so about to jump in, I was about to do the 1v1, and then the Weaver appears. Where did the Weaver walk from here? And by the way, I'm about to be kind of miserable. I'm just going to play this through and not pause it. So this is a 2v1 and I've really got not got an opportunity. But I figure these two are playing really heavy on their feet. I can probably just troll them and sort of stand around a little bit. I'm losing the full cap, but if there's both here, then maybe something can happen. And now I'm actually starting to gain faith in this really weird boss push. And we got far. So, this has been a horrible game for Blue Team, but their incessant pushing for boss may do something. I take a push back in on the Scourge, knowing full well that the Weaver's there. Drop the facets, and the idea is to push away, but the Weaver hits me really nicely with the float. So, very dangerous stuff. I try and pull out, and I've even been interrupted on my Staff Cleanse here. I opted here, that Staff of the Mist, Surge of the Mist to this direction was a really critical moment. And I don't know which one the right one was. Coming this way puts me in position to peel out here, but also they can just cast on me and freely without obstruction. If I Staff of the Mist around the node, I can continue obstructing them. But I'm scared of like the Weavy being able to just blink through towards me and whatnot. So I take my super speed just to bail out. And the idea here is to bait them to jump down while I stay up, because only the Weavers follow me, it seems. Dropping the facet behind me, applying protection to myself, gonna about face and blow out the guy. Gonna use this for one final block as I position myself on the jumping puzzle. But my health is so low and I mess it up. I fall down, so does the Weaver. And now I'm furious because I fell down. And now I'm even more furious because guess what? It just so happens the Hollow didn't even die in his push on fire. And he's jumped over the wall here looking at me. So I'm just so upset right now. Go back to Shiro to try and evade out. And the guy's like, why are you running? And I'm like, that was the play. I had no reinforcements at Waterfall. But for all the trolling, we finally killed boss, which means my people may start playing on the boards, and we start with a slight point advantage with even map controls. So we're kind of all right now, which is so bizarre. There you go. Playing with Lord at low rating, guys. It's good stuff. So I noticed my holo's low as crap, so I can take some damage here. I also noticed someone's hitting this gate for some reason. It's the Weaver. Weaver's a squishy, so we can chunk him down to very, very low health. He ports away. I leash onto him. The guy that was low, that was at my base, just came out again and can help me assist slam this kill down. Weaver terribly positioned there. Shouldn't be just faffing about in front of our base, in front of respawns. The Weaver just knew I just died as well, so he knew I was coming out. And look, so now the people are on the boards. We've had far for ages, and they just cleaned up close. We have a kill. We're about to neutralize mids. I don't want to be the one that stands around and caps that. I'm going to move on. I'd rather keep roaming and bursting things. So there was a downstate body hit, and the Necro actually managed to cleave it through while being pressured by the Holo. So really, really good stuff there. I take the port through. I'd like to say that that was me that did that, and we definitely did hit him with the Death Strike, but this Holo had overheated, so not a very good Holo, probably, and got himself killed. So, I mean, that Holo's done nothing all game, really, if you think about it. Just trying to kill our boss, failing, and then that. So, yeah, I mean, wow. It's blue, it's raining. We're getting all the points. I know that the Weaver's on respawn. I stay on the cliff. I watch for his respawn to come through. This guy was zerging away. Bad idea. I come through. I like this. Quick little plus. This, as quick as possible on this. We're going to slam this down, and then we're going to get to whoever's looking at mid. That Holo on respawn will be looking to go there, remember? I mess up my unrelenting assault, so I'm not playing very well here. Very cack-handed rev gameplay you're looking at. I move on. I don't get to mid before the neutralization. I don't know how the Scourge would have fared there. It's a Reaper anyway. We Death Strike in. I dodge. What I don't want is weakness, but I don't seem to be getting it. I don't know what people are running, man. Anyway, we score that kill. This is really not... and so I notice my guy goes down, so I come over. This is really not good, like, rotation or whatever from me right now. As a Rev, I could be way more efficient, take less damage, kill quicker, nail more attacks. But I think just because of where I'm going, I'm sort of managing to do okay. You know, I'm not pushing silly 1v1s all the time while I'm really rusty on a class. So, Ranger's coming back. He's on Rampage, I notice. I'm not very threatened by him. I get the emobe as he jumps down the cliff. We're watching for his evade before using the Death Strike, which we do, but then he takes his Staff 3 and leaves. There's no reason for me to stay on the node. I'm trying to just close the gap to lash onto him. I proc my reveal on him in the middle of Unrelenting Assault here. Very bog standard combo there. And what that does is that, because I know he stealths every now and then, that locks him in so he can't stealth out. If he otherwise stealthed in the middle of it, it would deconnect. So we kill him. A little bit bad from me, I think, honestly. I left the node more openly vulnerable than I should have. If this guy was quicker off the respawn, through no fault of his own, he might have neutered that, where we just both pushed that Ranger unnecessarily. I didn't need to take all the body pressure. It is a Ranger, so we kind of needed to do it. So here, the Scourge is there. Most players, I think, would just be greedy and go for a kill there. Oh, damage, damage, damage. But it's already a 2v1. I don't need to help them in a 2v1 here. So I come up. Bit of a mistake here, I think. It's a 2v1, and I'm very confident that it's a 2v1. However, I don't look to the right to see if there's more respawns that could equalize and potentially cause me to lose that. And this little engagement here is against the enemy Thief, who can easily pour up and equalize it. So, I'm looking to defend mid. Oh, I do look around, just to be 100% sure it's still a 2v1. But you see this here? That's the Thief just literally just blinked up. I didn't even realize that in the game, but here watching it on the post commentary, I do. And instead of harassing this, which I think was the right... Well, maybe not. Listen, this is a 2v1 in my favor back at a waterfall. So they should already be really finishing that. A Thief coming in super late to that is not 100% likely to secure that for the Thief's team. So I don't have to be that threatened by that situation over there. But so I can plus this basically, or plus this. I go for this, which is 2 very high health Holos. I don't know. I think I counter the Thief a bit better, just because I can, you know, burst him down very quickly if I get through an evade frame. Maybe apply some reveal or something. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, I go for mid, and not because I made that tactical decision, but because I hadn't so the Holo stealths immediately pulse reveal around me, which reveals him behind us. So, we can push in on him soon. I don't need to go on the, oh, right. So here, my real-time me is thinking much faster than post-commentary me. So basically, why I don't push onto that ledge is because I've looked at the minimap and I've looked at my party health and I've seen everybody's okay that was at that engagement. The thief went to plus, all of that stuff. It was fine. The 2v1, they won their first fight. The thief couldn't do anything. So the fact that the holo has kited up there doesn't mean anything because the holo is kiting into a ton of my territory. Look at the fog of war, right? Look at all the blue nameplates over there. So the holo is screwed for going onto that. He doesn't need me to turn that into a full team gank. So that's fine, and I'm confident in that. So instead of running up onto that cliff, I can come this way and help my guy on far, who's been dueling in his 1v1, and this is like a good situation for a plus here. Yeah? So by not overlapping with these fights, I can get all the way over to this side of the map, take the plus that was important on a Weaver, nonetheless, and the Weaver dies. And with that, guys, I mean, look at the scoreboard now. Since we killed the boss, that's pretty much GG. Coming all the way back, it is a bit chaotic here. I don't know what really happened on the map. I feel like it was sort of a steady play, though. So lots of low targets. Thief here, who's going to try and bail out, but I can port into. Low guy here. New respawn here. This guy low on cooldowns here. Most of us are quite healthy. Enemy team scored neutralization on both areas. So, bit unfortunate. I decided to go for the guaranteed kill there. No need to push the body. The thief over there, we could have targeted and used Shiro port to go for. I'm less interested in, though, than the Scourge, who can cleave over anyone trying to stomp that other body. I hide behind here because it's great line of sight, but also, well, kind of, shades don't even work that way anymore, do they? But anyway, I can death strike through, so we can take the blind. We can just spam facets, basically. I was out of range on Unrelenting Assault again, which is baddie play again. But I decided to step back for the last cap of the nodes, and this secures the win for us. Because obviously our plus on far went well, and they're still staggered based on that. We can finish this off with a Surge of the Mist to make sure he doesn't heal at the last moment or anything. And all we have to do is just, you know, patrol mid here, and we get the win. So there you go. Weird game. Not sure I'll play Rev again tomorrow. That is my 4th game. So 2 wins, 2 losses. Again, the one you missed today, guys, was just, it was a completely uninteresting game with everyone playing badly, myself included, running around on Forest of Niflhel. And we lost by just a couple of points. You might think that it sounds like a clutch game, but it really wasn't. It was an awful game with people spouting awful advice in chat, and it was just bad. So anyway, there you go. Top kills of 10, 2 deaths, 1 which, if I'd done the jumping puzzle properly, could have very much been avoided. And the first, if I didn't walk into a stupid engagement, could have been avoided. So you see, every time you see these deaths at the end of the game, guys, you should really think about why they exist. And, you know, you can get out of most games without any. I really do believe that. So anyway, there you go. Hope you enjoyed. See you tomorrow.